Honestly, we are just 20 days away. So you will have to bathe your dog now only once in between. They're not getting that dirty, but do wipe their paws after they've come back from outside. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
Pranita. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. This is Heidi. Heidi, say hi.
Hi, Heidi. Pasha can see Heidi. Look at him.
I know they haven't met. They should meet soon. How are you holding up?
You're holding up great. How about you?
Great. We are doing good. We are loud in the building, so we are getting to go out in the building at least.
You can walk around in the building. That's great.
Yeah.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what exactly you do?
I am a canine trainer and a behaviorist. I train dogs and even work with their behavior issues, whether it's basic obedience or aggression or fear, anxiety, anything. So I have been doing this for over 7 years now. And I do a lot of therapy sessions, that is at companies, at schools, at individual parties. So Heidi loves going for the therapy sessions because she gets lots of treatment, lots of attention. Yeah, and we do pet cats, which is my favorite, and we are dying to now organize one. We are getting over with this.
Well, hopefully, we are in 21 days, and we're really glad that you could join us. Maybe can you just tell us you're based out of Bombay, right?
Yes, I'm based out of Mumbai, but I do sessions online for trainings.
Oh, so that's fantastic news for our viewers because they can actually contact you directly and you can help them out with individual problems that they may face. Pasha.
Pasha is like, not again, not one more video.
Can you tell us a bit more about Heidi? How old is Heidi and how long have you had her for?
Heidi is now gonna be 5 years in a month.
Okay.
She's a female dog. We adopted her when she was around 2.5 months old. And she is a great partner. She assists us in training sessions. She takes part in training sessions. She does a lot of therapy work. She loves food, being a Labrador. She can eat 20. And that's what she's doing right now.
And can you just tell our viewers what exactly? Just repeat that again. What exactly is she doing right now?
What I'm doing right now is I have because she loves food and because I don't give enough physical exercise right now, so I have started being careful of what I'm feeding so that I make her fat because she can eat how much ever she wants, and they can then gain weight, which is not good for them. If they become obese, it's bad for their joints and their health and everything. So what I'm doing is, because I give her home cooked meal, I'm giving her in installments, and I've just put boiled chicken in this.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Toys in which you can stuff food.
Yeah, it's like one of those Kong kind of toys.
Kong is there. This is a brand called Westpaw. They both make amazing stuff.
I'll just stop you there for a second because some of our viewers are asking questions already. So we have Bhola Zuzu, who has a Shih Tzu which is aggressive towards other dogs. I'm sure Bhola, you need to give us some more information. You can talk to contact Pranita directly, and she'll be able to help you out.
Conversation and a long conversation. So
yes.
A lot of
Swati has a 50-day-old Rottweiler, and he's biting and it hurts. So can you just talk a little bit about how you could train the dog to not bite?
So your puppy is right now teething. So what you have to do is keep limited interaction. What we do when we are with the pup, we are 24 hours with them, and they get a lot of practice to. We call it mouthing, bite inhibition rather than biting. So what they are doing is your puppy is trying to play with you. Just teach them. You can hold a toy like this or stuff food also in it. Teach them to bite the toy and not you. The moment they bite you by mistake, Heidi is used to it not to. Get up and leave. And again, come when they are acting good. So just get them to focus on the objects. And keep limited interaction. Don't sit with them all day, because then they are gonna enter you rather than on the object. You can really, there's a lot of things to do about that. Take a one-on-one session later.
Yeah, guys, some of your questions, and please keep them coming. As I've already said, that Pranita is a dog trainer and a behavioralist, and if you have some, if you want in-depth answers to your questions, you can always call up the pet experts at DogSpot, or you could call up Pranita directly. Her information will be there and on our website and on our Instagram handle. So please go do check it out. Coming back to you, Pranita, can you just talk about a little bit more about, do you have more pets or do you only have Heidi?
So, sorry?
How many pets do you have?
I have only Heidi. But I have a lot of students whom I train, and I'm in board. I take care of them when the owners are traveling. So I have my hands full. So
we are sorry to cut you short again. Mandy is asking, what are the homemade tips for soft and smooth paw pads for dogs? Her dog has cracked his paw and it's healing fine. And when he's asking, how can I avoid this in the future?
First, just clean it with Betadine. If it's really bad, I would suggest to show the vet. I'm not the right person to do that. What I can say is basic first aid. Clean it with Betadine. You can apply coconut oil or calendula. That will help it healing. But do consult your vet once. You don't want it getting worse, and don't allow your dog to lick or bite it. When it gets into scabby, it gets itchy, and the dogs want to lick and groom. Hi, Hina. Hi, Saloni.
Hi, Saloni. Payal is asking, Beagle gets anxious after her evening walk of 30-40 minutes. Any ideas how we can help her with that?
Hi, Payal. For anxiety, work a lot on exercise. Make your dog do a lot of sniffing work, where the dog has to sniff and either find food or sniff. Right now, we can't take them just to sniff and get new smell. But do a lot of find games and give a lot of chewing. Chewing helps the dog calm down a lot.
That's all great advice by Pranita. We have a lot of questions coming in. I'm sorry I can't keep track of all of them. I'm going to try to do as best as I can. Hi, Navneet.
Sorry, any questions? I would like to just run through the basic things right now, because we are more than 20 days stuck with not stuck. I'm very happy to be with my dog, but one thing is, step out, go down in the building, exercise, or just to make them do the business. Only if your dog is not trained to do it in the house. Please take care of your safety. Even though the dogs can't get it, be extra cautious, because nothing is proved. So it's not proved whether they can, if someone else is touching your dog, and if you are touching the same spot, whether you're going to get it or not. There is no proof on that. So just be extra cautious. If you have a sick person in the sense having cold, cough, temperature, not just corona, make sure that person is not interacting with your dog, is not going next to that person, so that you don't get contaminated in any which way. You just have to be extra careful and extra preventive in this stage. And step out of the building only if required, but choose off time when there's no one around. Even though the dogs can interact with each other, don't time it together, because you don't want to be next to another dog owners at this moment. So I would really suggest, if you have a lot of pets in the building, same building, coordinate the time and go one by one. I am actually not even using lift, because I live on 4th floor. I'm using stairs. So I don't even have to touch the lift. I don't even have to click the button. But use stairs, use lift only if your dog is, you're living on really high floor, or your dog has any leg issues, any joint issues. Then only, otherwise you can really use, so your physical exercise is done. And you can do games on stairs. You can make them play fine. You can make them play fetch on the stairs. Again, be careful, do it only for 5-10 minutes, and do it only if your dog doesn't have any leg or elbow issue. We don't want to worsen their. And if they're very young, like they're 6 months or something, then do stairs like just once, not more than that.
all great advice, guys, from Pranita. You have Rakesh has asked a question about 9-month-old golden retriever male who's humping the pillow. Do you have any suggestions of how and why the dog is doing that?
He is doing that because currently he's going through hormonal changes. He's a teenager right now. He's becoming boy. The only way for him to stop humping is him good. You can let him hump objects for some time. It's okay. Obsessed with it. But the other thing that you can do is give him something to chew, whether it's frozen or it's just ice cubes in a sock, or if you have antlers, and yeah, just teach him a no command and try to mentally tire him. He won't do that. It's just a phase. He's going through teenagehood. He is going to do.
Yeah, Pranita, can you talk a little bit about, you did mention about teaching the dog a no command. Can you tell our viewers how easy or difficult it is to do that?
One thing, if you're already using no a lot and your dog doesn't listen to no, choose another word. You don't have to say no because the dog is immune to the word no. Choose a command like leave it, or in your language, you want to say anything, you want to say off anything. I usually use leave because no is so overly used that it almost becomes like a second name for the dog. And you don't need to whack your dog. You don't need to do this. Don't do that. All you need to scare a dog is a loud sound and a no. So, for example, if Heidi is going this, leave it. You saw how Heidi got worried, why I got angry. My face will show. My face will show that I am angry. My voice and a sound is enough to teach that. The moment the dog listens to you, make sure you give a smile. The dog wants to know what it is. What we a lot of time do a mistake is we just say no, no, no. And when the dog actually stops doing what you want, you don't praise. Pasha, what does Pasha want to learn?
Hi Rana, how's it going? Pasha is is a dog which is very smart. He knows how to play me really well. And we're going to come to Pasha in a bit, but let's run through all our questions that we have for you. We have lots of questions for you. I read on your profile on your website and also on Instagram that you believe in positive training. You did kind of allude to it right now by saying don't whack your dog or don't even walk him like that. Can you speak a little bit more about positive training techniques and what exactly does that mean?
So positive training technique means we are using rewards. Now a reward can be for love, it can be a toy, it can be food. It doesn't have to be just food. It can be anything that the dog wants. A positive training can also be if I'm at the door, the dog wants to go out. Just me putting the leash on and taking the dog with me is a positive reward. So we focus more on, rather than correcting the dog, we focus more on being proactive and teaching dog right behavior. A lot of time we do mistake is we just say, no, 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 this is not allowed, that is not allowed. And we forget to teach the dog, okay, what do you want? Like if the dog is jumping, we'll just say, no jump. We will not say, okay, sit, that's what I want. So focus a lot on what you want from the dog. The dog really needs clarity. If you're confident and if you're clear-headed about what you want, the dog will listen to you. You will notice that if you have many house members, you will notice that the dog listens to some people and doesn't listen to some.
It's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. It's all great advice, guys.
Yeah, you're giving, today you're saying yes, tomorrow you're saying no. You're not sure yourself what you want. So that's all the dog needs.
It's great advice. Can you, given the time that now we're going to be in self-isolation, almost like it's the quarantine for 21 days, can you talk a little bit more about how all of us can exercise our dogs at home?
So one, as I said, start giving them food in installments. So when I say installments, stick to the meal time, but whatever part of the meal you can use as treats, use that. Avoid using extra treats which you normally. So avoid using, your biscuits, your cheese, or anything you would normally do because then you're overfeeding. I would best suggest first use like Heidi gets boiled chicken her meal. What I've done is I included very little boiled chicken in her meal with her vegetables, and I actually the rest of it I've frozen it for 2 hours in the freezer. And since the time we are on the call on this live chat, she's still not managed to get it. So this for 15-20 minutes, it's gonna tire her so fast, and she'll be exhausted. Mental exercise is very important, just how it is important for us. So give something to your dog where your dog has to focus, where your dog has to think. So if I am doing a simple find, I'm telling the dog to, if I'm doing a simple find game, first teach your dog to take, teach your dog that I'll go and come back. If your dog doesn't know that, make sure someone is holding your dog and you're hiding it. Initially make it easy. Then as and when you see your dog is getting it, start keeping it at a higher level, start keeping it under things, make it difficult for your dog so that your dog starts using nose. Even if you're playing a fetch game, a simple fetch game can make it difficult by, I'll throw the toy and usually the dog runs to chase it. Now I'm going to make a fetch challenging. I'm going to ask the dog to sit, stay. I'm going to toss it and the dog can't chase it till I don't tell the dog. So the dog is having an impulse control, is having focus. The dog is seeing the toy roll, bounce, but it has to have patience and it can only go and catch it when you're safe. Start it very short if your dog doesn't know any of this, but it's amazing exercise. And this is physical as well as mental. Avoid making your dogs run, all the large size dogs, your golden retrievers, labradors, even your German shepherds, avoid making them run too much on time. If you have carpet, do it in the carpet. It's not good for them to run so much. You rather take them for a run on the stairs. You can, if your dog doesn't have a good recall, I would say just hold the leash. You stay on the landing, toss a treat. The dog will run, try to find it, eat, and call the dog back. All these games you do just 5 minutes. That is around 10 to 20 patients, depending on how fast your dog is. It's enough to tire. You don't have to spend continuous half an hour. Mental spend short amount of time, 10-15 minutes, that's it. And you can do it 3 to 4 times a day.
That's great. So like 3-4 times a day, 10-15 minutes. These are the exercises and these are the engagements you are doing with your dog. And
yes.
It's mostly mental stimulation as well.
And they're working for their food. So they're not just eating and sitting and wondering where the energy.
They have a sense of purpose as well.
Yes. And most of the pets we have, even the Indian pariah dogs, all the pedigree dogs, they are working line breeds. Most of them are working line breeds and they want to work. They go crazy or they go bitey or anything. They don't have a purpose. They really want a purpose.
Yeah, he is sleeping. People are commenting, people are saying that Pasha is sleeping. He is only pretending to sleep right now, guys. He is a very smart dog. He knows.
He usually sleeps. It's just that right now she has this, so she's. Yes, thank you.
Can you, since there are a lot of people right now who have got puppies, can you just talk about, and let's start from the basic, like, somebody gets a puppy right now and they have a lot of time to play around with the puppies these days, 21 days in fact. What does one do right now? They just got a puppy, 4 or 5 months old. They have to focus on stuff like, as somebody just commented that it's biting. How about toilet training? Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yes. So I'll just see, Riya, Ritika, you can walk in your building compound, but keep it limited to 5 minutes. Don't stay out more. I would
Ritika, we'll just come back to your question, Ritika. We'll come back to it on that. Sorry, Pranita, go ahead.
20 days, you have 21 days. You can literally train obedience training, at least level 1. In 20 days, it's done. I have a pup right now boarding with me, and I'm training that pup as well. So the only outdoor socialization is something you can't do, but you can teach all the basic obedience commands with low distractions. Your leash walking, your toilet training, everything can be done. The moment your pup, a lot of people there's a myth, you can't train a pup until 6 months old or until 4 months old, or until vaccination is not completed. Start even if you don't want to get a trainer, start training your puppy from day one it comes home. Training doesn't mean getting a trainer on board. Training means whatever you're communicating to the dog is observing and learning everything. If you have got a puppy, you will notice in 2-3 days the pup has already knows some of your body language, already understands your alarm means you get up. It understands, okay, when you open this door or where the kitchen is, where the food comes from, they pick up very fast. So the moment the puppy comes, the first thing I actually do, keep an eye when the pup is going to pee and take the puppy to the pee pot. I want the pup to learn to pee. Because the initial thing is your toilet training and your mouthing. How we were speaking about the Rottweiler puppy, that it's biting because they do know that they're with humans, they're not supposed to play like that.
Yeah.
They can play that only with dogs. So you can, and also limited interaction. I would say that even with adult dogs, you're there home all day. Don't get them used to that. They'll have major separation anxiety once you go back. So keep limited interaction. Don't let them sit with you all the time. If you want, take one person, and if you are a big family or a couple, one of you go in the bedroom, have your own time, let the dog be with your spouse or with your other family members. If your dog is used to a crate or is used confined to a space, confine the dog to that space, give them some time out. Give them, when I say time out, doesn't mean punishment. It means they are in their own space, resting, and we are in our own space. Me time. The dog needs me time, you need me time. Don't, I know we are going to use this 20 days to cuddle and snuggle and do everything we wanted to do with our dog at home. But exercise time and after exercise, take a me time because it's going to be tough on you as well. You do need a break. So keep taking few breaks within the house, in different areas of the house. Don't get them clingy. And if you have a new pup, teach your pup from now onwards that you will be in the bedroom, the puppy will have to be in the living room for some time.
So, it's a very interesting point you brought up about separation anxiety. I've had Pasha now, he's been 7 years, and he suffers from serious separation anxiety, especially now because right after, hopefully this will be over in 21 days. After 21 days, we all have to go back to work. And he's used to having us in the house at the moment. So you did mention something about a crate. So can you, and for a lot of people, crate is a place that you lock up the dog. So can you speak a little bit more about crate training and the benefits of that?
So the thing is, people think crate is a bad thing because we lock up the dog. You need to first go online, see a lot of videos, read a lot to have a positive impact of crate in your mind, because you need to change your mindset if you're thinking it's torture or it's because even though I suggest crate training to clients, I tell them if you are thinking negative about it, even the dog is going to take it negative. A crate means a den. All animals love to have that space. They love to have a den. They love their comfort zone. So when they're in wild, they stick to an area. If you see Indies on the roads, they are stuck to an area, they're stuck to one lane, one area for their entire life.
They're very territorial, you're right.
Yeah, they're territorial because they know they have to stick to that. And even in that space, they have their proper sleeping spot. They all have their individual sleeping spots. You'll see the same dog sleeping under the car or above the car. They don't change it. So they love that. And it gives them security. It helps in their anxiety. It helps in their survival instinct. So it's very important to teach that to a dog or a puppy or any dog that you have, especially if you have a dog who's nervous, who's anxious from the start that you've got it. It's going to really help that dog to have some sense of security. Start it slow. You can get a crate. You can, if you're not okay with crate, you can also use a long leash. And if you have space in the house, I know in India we have smaller apartments, so some people don't have, like Pasha will need a really big crate.
Yes, he needs a big 48-inch crate. That's what we are training him in right.
some people don't have that space. I usually say use that space, use the above space as shelf and everything. So if you don't have space, stick to one spot in the house. You can even tie your dog, but get them used to it. Make it positive. You have to just 1 minute being in the crate or being tied. And it has to be positive. So if your dog is in the crate, or your dog is leashed, or your dog is in a pen, you get a lot of pens which are just and they are open, but that works for who are not agile. Kittens are very agile and they jump over.
Yeah, Pasha could jump over a pen.
And it's not that they want to get out of it. You just love jumping over and coming back, jumping back in.
Yeah.
Obstacle. So start with, and as I said, it has to be positive. You can feed them there. You can feed them there. You like how if I'm sitting with Heidi here. So Heidi can be in the crate or being tied, and I can still spend time with her. It is not that we use only for punishment. And it's the best wherever you travel. You take that crate with you. Your dog will settle faster. Your dog will not be anxious about the space. Your dog will be completely secure. If you are used to tying your dog, make sure you have a bed sheet or a mat. So that becomes conditioning. So wherever I place the mat and I tie, okay, this is my spot. So they have an invisible wall.
Yeah.
No one is going to disturb them. There'll be no harm to them. So it's a great idea. I really suggest to almost all clients, as much as especially dogs who are super active, hyperactive, who want to play all the time. They're not even anxious. They're super friendly. They also need to understand a time schedule. They also need to understand we are not available. Like a working dog, if I get a working dog like a Malinois, or like I see some retrievers and German shepherds also who want to work all day.
Yes.
They need
work all day.
Yeah, so they want to play all day, like they'll bringing you toys.
Yes, Pasha does love to fetch.
Great. So a crate means you're taking off time from work. Now it's best time, and the moment they are out of the crate, they are working. That's why if you see all service dogs, all assist dogs, and everyone are crate trained. Because if they are constantly working for 2-3 hours.
Yes.
And they are in, they're sleeping like a baby.
Can you, it's great you alluded to this before about training puppies and all the myths around training puppies. But there's also this myth I've heard. Tell me if it is a myth or is it true that old dogs can't be trained or you can't teach an old dog tricks or new tricks?
Nothing like that. It's just that, that myth came because it takes more time. You have to make them unlearn what they know and learn things. So it just needs time and patience and persistence. You just have to be persistent and you can teach them. There's nothing that, like Heidi is now 5 and I'm still teaching her new tricks. And old dogs should be taught new stuff that keeps them mentally active. They're going to live longer. Just how we tell our parents, our grandparents, everyone who reaches old age, you have to be mentally active. If you're sitting doing nothing, working, you're gonna become lethargic. You're gonna become low. You're gonna become sad, and with that, your physical health takes over.
Yeah, you're right. These are great points, Pranita. Thank you so much for this. Can you talk to us about, it's a regular question, especially since all our pet owners and people are going to be at home, about grooming. It's a question that DogSpot and PetSpot get a lot, is about dog grooming. So can you just touch lightly on that?
So groomings are not on, which is it's better not to go for groomings out. Just groom your dogs in the house. And see, even if they have long fur, they are not going much out. They are not dirty. And the dogs don't bother the long fur. The long fur doesn't bother them. They're not feeling overly hot because of that. We trim their fur so that we can groom them and manage the dirt around. Nothing else. So for the dog, it doesn't matter. if you can't, trim your dog's fur for next 1 month or something, just bathe them in the house once a week or once in 2 weeks. Once in 2 weeks, best. But if you think that you are really worried about the infection, so then just wipe them down once a day. Just little bit of maybe betadine or apple cider vinegar and everything. Just do a sponge wipe. If your dog is going out and in the air, there's infection and everything. So I would say that wash them once daily. Pet stores, some are open, some are not. That about Mumbai. We are trying to figure out the timings are changing. The according to the government, they can be open, but it's a choice. So a lot of shop owners are taking a personal choice if they want to open up.
Okay.
So I would suggest that just give a call before going there. And if you your dog pedigree or Royal Canin, a lot of chemists also keep pedigree. So you can check the chemist as well.
I'm sorry, your connection is a little bit slow. Can you just say that again, Pranita?
So I was saying a lot of chemists also keep dog foods, like your basic.
Yeah.
So if you think that the vegetable in your area, because I'm hearing different newses, like in my area still is available, but plus the vegetable is in short. So if you're feeding home food, you can't just rice and curd for 20 days. You need to give some nutrition, and you don't want to make them fat. So
of course.
Because then you're gonna go back to work, then who's gonna exercise?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say stock up on little dog food if you think you can't manage home food. And, some pet stores are open, some are not. And some chemists also keep and Royal Canin basic stuff.
Yeah, it's difficult. You're absolutely right, because at the moment we at DogSpot, we're trying to put together a list of all the vets which are open. And because some are open, some are not open, it's a bit confusing right now. Because for us, these are necessities for our dogs. So the team at DogSpot are working to put together a list, especially, and also where we can get dog food from. Up till yesterday, I thought we could get something on Amazon. So once we have a little bit more clarity, we'll be able to help everybody out a little bit, and we'll be able to come back with more information.
Because of the stress, a lot of sellers are taking the choice to be open. So that's not under our control. We cannot guess about that. So what we can do is that doctor has this direct. So we can call them, and if we do know, inform everyone around you. So even if that one day is open, people can go and stock up. Or if a delivery man is coming to a building, it's best to get together, because you don't want 10 people going out to a pet store and then being in a crowd.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, there has to be social distancing, guys. Everyone knows about that right now. So everyone has to keep their wits about themselves while they're doing that. And that includes for dogs as well. You are in charge, and as you already said, Pranita, that you have to be responsible for keeping a distance between dogs. We have Shreya over here who's asked us a question about her pug. As you can see, he's 10 years old and sleeping less now. So can you give us some, and he's restless, can you give us some reason what she could do?
I would first see, have you figured out, is there any health issue with your dog not eating? Is your dog restless for a physical issue? I would say speak to your vet once. Your vet will tell you what all symptoms to look for, because any sudden change, I always see physical illness first. If that is clear, then I go ahead with behavior issue. Then I know that, okay, maybe because I am home more, maybe the dog is more active and restless because the dog is not, I step out, the dog sleeps peacefully alone. Maybe that's the thing. So there are multiple factors to pinpoint a particular reason of your dog is not sleeping. But I would say really, a lot of vets are available on call. Please connect with your vets, get their numbers. Don't bother them too much, but only if it's required. Some clinics are open as well. So if it's required, then you can also go and get your pet tested. But is it only if it is really necessary? Otherwise, call the pet and ask for the symptoms.
These are all great ideas, guys. We have been calling. I've been calling my vet as well, and Basha was a bit sick, so we were able to get some medicines for him. He is recovering. I think he's better today. But as I said, DogSpot will have a list of vets around, and we're going to see what we can do for different cities. Maybe we can find something from Bombay. Maybe we can find some people in the different metros. It's difficult, but we're going to see what we can do. We have Maze 2801 who's asking, when can you weigh a 2-month-old pup?
So a 2-month-old you can't weigh, but you can do water baths. Like when I say water bath means sponge baths. Sorry. So you can just take a sponge or take a towel, wet it, and wipe your dog. So you can include apple cider vinegar, eucalyptus oil. It's great to clean them and keep them technically free. So you can do that once they become 4-5 months old. After the vaccinations are over, then you can start bathing them with proper shampoo.
Yeah. This is all thing. It ties in well with it's a good question about what kind of pup care is required, especially when you get a new puppy. And does this also? What is the frequency of bath? You did say that for adult dogs right now, especially in this period. So how often do you?
Once in 2 weeks.
Once in 2 weeks is what? And people can do that in their own home.
They can do that in their own home. Stock up on shampoo. If you don't have shampoo, you can also use oats and curd. That's great to get off dirt and even good for their skin. So you can make a shampoo at home as well. There are a lot of options to make DIY shampoo at home on Google. The basic one which I am aware of is oats and curd. Otherwise, just buy any basic dog shampoo, keep it at home. Honestly, we are just 20 days away, so you will have to bathe your dog now only once in between. They're not getting that dirty, but do wipe their paws after they've come back from outside. Wipe their paws. You can wipe it in your bathroom, or you can wipe it right at the doorstep. Everything ready right at the doorstep, so your dog is not entering with dirty paws or with what it's carrying in the air. So just thoroughly wipe. And one thing I'm very careful about is, if I'm going out by mistake, I come across someone, I am being very polite about it to others to not touch my dog.
Yeah.
Any unknown people, even if it's known people, because see, the dog is not going to get anything. I'm worried about myself. So,
yeah.
And
especially if you have older people. I mean, it's regardless of age, but I believe people over 60 are more susceptible to it. We have my parents are at home with us. So we have to be a little more careful about going out for supplies only when it's absolutely necessary, or in fact how our pets interact with other people on the road. So 4 or 5 days ago, right before, last week, we met a girl who really wanted to pet Pasha, and I let her. And then I kept thinking in my mind that maybe I shouldn't have done that, because we all have to be careful.
Yeah. Have to be careful. Tough time. Not that.
It is. Yeah. So we all have to think about each other. Our safety are in our hand, and other people's safety also. So I think these are very important points you're bringing up. This ties in very well with how you go about taking your dog for a walk. Can you speak a little bit about, since Bombay is known for high-rise buildings, and how are people adjusting? And so I live in Gurgaon, and Gurgaon is full of buildings and whatnot. So how are people adjusting to this? You spoke a little bit about that in your society they're all right about dogs walking downstairs, but some people may not. So what are the solutions right now?
So then just take your dog to Pico in your building. Just take your dog to do their business in the compound, and stay on the stairs. If you have basement parking, you can play there. You can take a long leash and you can play, but I would suggest not to play too much outside. Even if you're don't do it too much. If you have too many security guards, luckily I stay in a building where there are not many people.
Yeah.
And so I can spend so much. Otherwise, if you're living in, a high-rise building which has many homeowners, avoid doing anything beyond pee poop outside. Just play in the stairs, and as I said, play at home. Make sure there's yoga mats and there's carpet for the dogs. They're not doing too much of running and jumping on the tiles, because we don't want that by the end of 20 days they are having joint problems or they are having pain or anything. And as I said, do it on the stairs. Play fetch on the stair. Play find on the stairs. You can do basic sit, stay, down command also on the stair. You just ask your dog, stand in the middle of the stair. Just ask them to go down.
Okay.
See, just ask them to have one step up, like to the front two paws on one step.
Okay.
And prayer on the landing.
Okay.
Let them hold that position, because all that, it sounds simple to us. Exercises is, people think I can't think of so much ideas.
Yes. Yeah.
And what we forget is what's simple to us is complex to them.
Yeah.
So they are doing a lot of calculations because it's something new. So when what I do is I take Heidi. I'm standing at the start of the staircase, and I'm just telling Heidi to keep the bare feet on the first step. And she's facing me. So she's standing like this. And she's like, what? Weird for her. She's never done that. She's always climbed, never been backwards on a staircase.
Yes, you're right.
Step, two step, depending on how small or big you have. Just doing that 5 repetitions is tiring for them, because it's something new. It's something bizarre. Anything bizarre, anything crazy, that's why kids are great with it. If you have kids in your house, make use of them. Ask them to think of ideas. The kids think of bizarre things, all the randomest things. And that's why dogs love kids. That's why they enjoy that creativity.
And it helps the entire family to bond with the animals as well. Yeah, we had Shashwat Musarat wants the same answer. Shashwat asked us before, how do you get the dog to eat on his own? Because I think maybe he's hand fed or what have you. So can you just speak about that a little bit?
So I would suggest, as Musarat I think yesterday had answered, so keep it down only for 10 minutes. If you're providing dog food, same dog food every day, try providing a variety. If you are able to shift to home food, maybe your dog will prefer that over the dry dog food, because some dogs don't like dry dog food. And it's very difficult to give them variety in the dry dog food also.
Yes.
And with some dogs are sensitive when you change the brands. So it's very important to, your dog's body will tell you what is accepting, what is not accepting. So it's very important to give them variety, but don't give variety every day. Stick to one recipe for a week if you're giving home food. Keep it for 10 minutes, eaten, not eaten, take it away. It's very tough for humans to see someone not eating. And what we end up doing is we end up hand feeding, we end up sitting with them, that I'll sit with you so you will eat. And that's how we end up spoiling them.
You're right.
Dogs can survive for 2 days on 4 biscuits.
Say that again.
The dogs can survive for 2 days on 4 biscuits. So if the dog is getting yummy treats, obviously the dog is like, I'm bored of my meat. I'm eating treats. That's enough for my survival.
You're right.
Like dogs, they love food. They can eat food 24 hours. She'll never say no. But a lot of breeds, like your German Shepherd, your Shih Tzu, Maltese, Poodles, and Beagles are also big foodies. But Cocker Spaniels, a lot of these breeds, they are choosy and they don't live for food like Beagles and Labradors.
You said German Shepherds are choosy?
Yeah, some German Shepherds are choosy.
Not this one.
But you're
Not
lucky.
This one. He thinks a dustbin is. Say again, please say that again.
Some Indies are also very choosy because they eat how much they need for survival. They don't hog. They don't hog like a Beagle or a Labrador or like Pasha.
Yeah.
So you have to, it's okay if they skip a meal, pick it up after 10 minutes, give them the same food again, only at the next meal time. Don't keep providing it every 1 hour. It's very tough. Have a stone heart. You really need a stone heart for this. It's very tough. But if
It's
you
very difficult. As a pet parent, it's very difficult to have a stone heart.
very
Musarat, my wife keeps telling me that I'm too liberal with my treat distribution, as you can see. Uh, what I'm doing is probably not very good for the dog, but I keep giving him a lot of treats, and he knows. He knows where his bread is buttered. And he also comes on the table a lot to beg food for table scraps. So, can you talk a little bit about dogs begging for food at home?
begging for food. One, because they are being given from the table. That's
And
why they start begging. So if the dog is begging, that means you started it. The fight also you only started because we keep giving a dog from the table. And obviously, if you're giving a dog from the table, you're not going to like what you're giving in their bowl.
Yeah.
Very likely your dog will like food. So avoid giving anything from your plate. If you want to, I usually suggest end of your meal after you keep your plate, then you can give something in their bowl. So the dog knows that the dog has to wait till your meal is ended. A lot of dogs, what they do is when they start begging, and they expect because you made them used to expecting it, and if they're not within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, whatever the duration is, they start barking, they start scratching, they start jumping. A lot of these behavior issues start coming in because you train the dog that whenever I'm eating, you will timely keep doing something or the other. So it's not that you unknowingly actually train the dog to do that. So you need to stop giving anything from your plate. Be careful with kids also, not to give anything from their plates. If the kids also want to give, suggest them at the end of the meal once they are done. And why I say after you've kept the plate so that you've gotten up from your seat. It can't be end of still sitting on the and giving from the table. Because that's the whole point. You're not supposed to give from your plate to the table. Because one day then the dog will be like, if you're not giving, I'll do self-serve. Because you thought right. Whatever I'm eating in my plate can be shared with.
You're absolutely right. I'm guilty of this. One of our viewers had a question. Anusha had a question about people in her society below. All the children are coming up and trying to pet the dog right now. So, is there any way we can go about fighting that, and what are the best ways to do that?
See, right now, avoid any interaction. As I said, even when outside we are going, we are avoiding interaction. In your building, you should anyway not go to your neighbors to meet. You should not even be doing workout together or go together and interact. Social distancing means you're not supposed to meet anyone except the people you're living with. And a lot of people are suggesting even if you're living with someone, don't touch each other.
Okay.
Maintain distance. It's very important. Like hugging, no touching. I know it's very difficult because it does play a lot of part in our hormones. Even by talking, we are releasing oxytocin. And we have pets.
Yes.
By petting them, we are releasing oxytocin, which is very important right now when we are in a lockdown. We can't do much. A lot of us are going through a lot of stress. So avoid kids coming to your house. Just request their family members. And I'm sure the kids' parents also will want to be careful about it. So they will take this decision in consideration. So if there are slum kids, again, same thing. Please talk to the parents if you avoid it. So even we have a slum around here, and our building has actually shut the gate, so no one is actually allowed to come. Otherwise, they were open to come and play a little bit.
Also, that maybe begs you to think that maybe you should be taking the dog out if you have to go out in your society. Maybe at this moment you should be avoiding such long walks with your dogs.
Yes, you should be avoiding it. Expect the building. If your dog is trained to do it in the house, avoid the building also. It's just a matter of 20 days, or go at really off times. Like I go at 5-6 a.m.
Yeah.
When there's no I go at really odd times.
So that's a very interesting point. So some of the viewers could benefit. Some of the viewers is that to actually get up earlier, maybe 4:35, 5 a.m. and take a dog, or maybe slightly later, where you don't have such. So I mean, even though nobody is really going out these days, but if you go at an odd hour,
you have deliveries coming, you have security people moving around. You do have two people here and there. So you have helpers moving around, especially people who have Livin helpers. They will step out for their own, break or anything. So when you at times when a lot of people are sleeping, there's very less likely chance to come in interaction or close to it.
It's a very interesting point, and thank you for that. There were some other myths we can discuss also about aggressive dogs. We've spoken a lot about. We spoke about a Rottweiler a while back, and then also we have a German Shepherd. Can you talk about this? Is this a myth that certain dogs are more aggressive than others?
There's nothing like that. It's not about breed. It's about where the dog is coming from. It's about the dog, mother, father, what line it's coming from, genes it's coming from. Because in dog, actually even in humans, a lot of behavior problems is genetic.
Okay.
Like in humans, it's proven addiction is passed on genetically. So in dogs, you need to know if a mother or father aggressive, the puppy is most likely to be aggressive. Maybe one puppy might, if you're lucky, but your puppy will have similar issues. Your puppy will have behavior issues. And because when the pup is living with the mother, the pup is got to do that. And in the first 2 months, the puppy has to live with the mother for 2 months. So the first 2 months, whatever the pup is observing the mother and learning is an imprint. You can't change that.
Okay.
No matter how much training. Sorry, my battery is going down. No matter how much training, no matter how much you socialize, you can bring it maybe 10-20% under control. Anything taught by the mother can change. So you have to be very careful from where you're getting your pup, whether you're adopting, whether you're getting from a breeder. Go and meet the dog, adult dog, puppy dog. Go and meet multiple times. See in what scenario it's kept. No, it's not at all.
This is very interesting because you allude a lot towards getting a dog or a pup from a responsible breeder. Maybe being able to understand or to see who, especially if you have both parents, both the father and the mother of the dog. So that's important to see that. That helps you. Can you also and also you mentioned a 2-month period. That's the minimum before which you should not get the dog, right? Can you speak? I mean, what is there an ideal time to get a puppy?
The pup can be 2 months old and come to your house. Anytime after 2 months.
So definitely not before 2 months is what you're saying.
The puppy needs to spend that much time. If the mom has weaned the puppy, so a lot of mothers wean their puppy by 4 weeks, by 5 weeks. Some keep till 6-7 weeks, depending on the. So even if the puppy is off, the breeder will make sure they shift them, the proper nutritious food. The breeder will feed them, not that the mother stop feeding itself. A good breeder will take care of them. A good breeder already in that 2 months, that puppy, what human touch means, how it is, what a difference this is. Where to be, and the 2 months they are with the mother, all the behavior by observing how the mother is.
Pranita, can you just say that again? I think there's some problem with the audio. Can you just repeat that again?
Sorry guys, can you hear me now? Battery is going low.
Better now we have lost you.
1 second, I'll just get the battery charger. Yeah, so I was saying that you need to 2 months is minimum required because the pup has to be with the mother. And when I say 2 months, doesn't mean the pup's just the pup age. The pup has to be with the mother for 2 months. Okay. That's very important because the puppy learns lot of behavior, good dog-to-dog communication from the mother. The pup has got entire feeding from the mother, so the pup's immunity is amazing.
Okay.
So you won't have so much health issues, and also the pup is playing with the siblings, so it knows how to interact with other dogs because the mother is going and reprimanding the puppy when the puppy is being bad. So
these are great things. So there's a lot of stuff that there's also behavioral traits that the puppy picks up from their mothers.
Yes.
And that's important for anybody who's thinking of getting a puppy.
Yeah. So when we say the puppy is biting a lot, if a pup has gone through all this, the pup who comes to your house, the moment the pup is biting you, yell, you scream, you yelp in pain, the puppy will understand you got hurt.
Yeah.
That puppy will have very less bite issues because the pup knows, okay, you yelp, you got hurt, that means I'm not supposed to bite. I'm not supposed to do this. So with that puppy, you will literally training that puppy will be very easy. But all this is only if the mother was also a well-balanced dog, a well-natured dog, healthy dog. So if
can you also touch up a little bit on or inform our audience about our own efforts at training the dog? Let's say we got a 2-month-old puppy, German Shepherd, Rottweiler or a Doberman, and he comes from a good line, not aggressive. So what can we do to ensure that he doesn't turn out aggressive?
So training, not over pampering, having discipline, having limitations, because the moment you see the dog is, spoiling dog is, I spoil Heidi. I spoil Heidi by taking her for outdoors, for taking her to parks. I spoil her by taking her to treks. That's how you spoil a dog. A lot of people spoil a dog how they spoil a human kid. They humanize the dog. So they, how right now you're spoiling Pasha by giving too many treats, but it's just a tiny thing because otherwise Pasha is great. So that's okay. But we are not spoiling them by, just getting toys is not enough. You need to play with them. That's how you spoil.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just cuddle, just give love, but love only in way of cuddling or just constantly feeding. There's no play, there's nothing, there's no discipline. Like the dog is allowed to do anything and everything. The dog is allowed to steal, the dog is allowed to jump everywhere in the house. That dog, the day you start saying no, will turn back and say why.
Pasha, no. He doesn't care.
No, but
Pasha is a spoiled dog. You're absolutely right. The reason I asked you is because I'm working on myself as well. I was trying to be a little more responsible with my dog. It's difficult because he's a very smart dog. So, and German Shepherds, as some people know, are one of the smarter dogs out there. German Shepherd, maybe a poodle and a few Belgian Malinois. They're very, very smart dogs. So, can you speak about how do you keep a dog, let's say as smart as Pasha? How do you get, hi Adnan, how do you get a dog, and maybe Adnan is another person who is very good at doing this. He's a very, very good
hi Chetna.
Adnan and Chetna. So, how do you keep a dog like Pasha interested, and how do you keep them trained? Or help us out with some basics.
They're great companion dogs. So one is work on the basic obedience, and teaching fetch and find is just basics. What they want is they want to be part of your activities. So if you can teach them to be part of your activities for errand runs, like because we can't give him the kind of work working dogs do, like service dogs do, which he would love. He would love to go and find things. He would love going on long nature trails.
Yes.
So, but in the city, all we can do is what I also try to do. Whenever I go for an errand run, I take my dog along. They love being companions to your activities.
Yeah.
So you're just going to buy something and you can just be outside the shop.
And
the dog will love to be outside your shop and, wait for the stuff to be picked up. Because for them, the work becomes interesting. So these dogs need a lot of activities and purpose. It can't be just a simple walk the same route every day.
Yes.
That's why they get bored. And it can't be just, you can play fetch, you can play find game, but find game also how are you doing it? So once a week, even if you can take them to like Gurgaon and Delhi have a lot of open spaces. Unlike Mumbai, for Mumbai, we have to travel at least 2-3 hours to reach any, big space for trek or even for a nature trail. So even if you take them there for like half an hour, they are super happy.
My wife told me about you guys going Bombay. In Mumbai, there is like a dam or a reservoir that we used to go, and that's where you used to take Matli to.
Yes, so we do camps just because of that reason. Because one, lot of people love traveling with their pets, but they are not comfortable or confident alone. Two, even if they do go alone, they don't get the space. Your dog is still restricted on the leash because there are other people who will mind. So I wanted to give people a platform where dogs can come, they can run free, they can do what they love, that is doing treks, doing sniffing places, and doing swimming, whether it's a lake or a pool. And we also play a lot of games, a lot of bonding games. So our focus for the camp is where owner is enjoying the time with the dog, and not all dogs are just playing and owners are just sitting back.
You're right. Yeah.
So we focus a lot on your dog is your companion, not other dog's companion.
Okay.
So you need to teach your dog to enjoy with you, not with other dogs.
So these are one of the many services that you provide all your clients, right? Pranita?
Yes.
Pasha is bored. He's finally decided to call it quits. Yeah, so Soumya has asked a very similar question. We already alluded to it by saying, talking about 3-month-old pup, lab pup who is obviously teething. So do you want to just talk to her because she's just come?
Soumya, hi. For your puppy, it's teething. That's why it's biting a lot. So try to get your pup to focus on biting objects. Don't sit and interact with your pup without a toy or an object in your hand. You have to have a toy in your hand so that your pup you can direct the biting to the toy and not you. If your pup stops biting the toy and starts biting you, stop the interaction. So don't interact and don't give any petting, don't give any attention. Just by doing that, just taking the attention away when the biting is happening and giving the attention when the biting is on the toy, your puppy will understand the difference that when it's getting love and attention. And provide a lot of things for your puppy to chew one at a time. Don't keep it lying around all day. They get bored of it, and that's why they're more interested in your stuff. So make sure you categorize the toys, categorize the toys. They come out for a limited time and then they go back out.
Great. It's a great point. Thank you, Pranita. Yeah, Pranita, we're doing this for now. Now I think I should let you go. But before we do, can you speak a little bit about what are the kind of services that you provide, which especially you spoke about doing stuff online. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
So, as I said, I do training and behavior modification. And currently, I'm giving a lot of online one-on-one video calls for that because we can't meet in person. But
kind of like what you and I are doing right now.
Yes, but what I'll be doing is I will be demonstrating you with my dog, or I will be constantly instructing you what you have to do with your dog.
Okay.
So where you will be actually way away from the camera, so I can see your entire body language and tell you where you're going right, where you're going wrong, and also how Pasha is understanding. So right now that's on. Pet therapy we do pet therapy at companies' offices. So it's just a de-stress session where dogs go, and we have there's Heidi and there are few of my clients' dogs, my students, who are trained for this, who are friendly. Not every friendly dog is a therapy dog. Because a therapy dog is a dog who likes to be around people and doesn't mind people constantly touching.
Okay.
So you can't take a friendly dog where a dog is choosing to do something else rather than being there, because a therapy dog should be happy doing the work.
Okay.
So if the dog is not happy, then you're forcing a dog to do dog therapy. So the dog should not get startled or start playing with other dogs during a therapy session. So we take 4 dogs, 5 dogs. They all are trained to focus on us, focus on the humans. We do a lot of games. We do just petting session. We do a lot of team building exercises also with the dogs, with company employees. So from dogs, they learn, trust, they learn empathy. Just how you do team building exercises within humans, we each team a dog and we work on that as well.
So, but this is something that you do one-on-one, or you as you said, you take them out in groups and then you do that.
Yes, or a normal therapy session is for the entire company. So we just go to spend 1 hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Wherever they give us a space, usually it's the canteen. And so all the employees can come, they can have a de-stressing moment. And research has proven that it makes them really productive.
Okay.
So it's a great employee engagement program. So like how companies call, masseuse at offices. So this is like a canine masseuse.
That's great. It's funny. We have Sabarni Balar who's asking us about to rescue Indies.
Yeah.
So can you just help her out with maybe just about why they're having some problems with other dogs on a leash?
Hi Sabarni. So it can be of multiple reasons. One is they did start when their hormones start hitting in. Basically, did it start after they turn 7 months old? Then it can lot be because of their hormones kicking in. What happens is in Indies, when the hormones kick in, they become territorial. It's because the testosterone and the estrogen, it rises. It's in their genes. It's their instinct to become territorial, become choosy. And in that phase, from your 6-month age to 1.5 year of age, during that stage, you need to train constantly. You need to make sure all kind of experiences is happening positive, it's happening calm. If your dog is showing fear or defensive behavior, it should be corrected and brought under control. Because if it's not, that's just one incident which will turn your dog around to become aggressive.
Okay.
So this is very common in these dogs who as a pup are friendly, but the moment they hit their puberty, the moment the hormones kick in, their personality changes. And it's very easy to maintain the temperament as what they were as pup. Not exactly same, but it is easy. Your training has to be continuously on. Don't stop your training. And, keep contacting a behaviorist and keep doing positive things. Then after 1.5 years, it's still much easy to maintain it. So Sabuni, I will need more details as to what incidents happened, why they become aggressive to other dogs, because it can be a tiny one incident to turn them around. And you might need to right now first let them learn to bond and focus with you before putting them and making them meet unknown dogs. Don't go out and make them meet unknown dogs. They're going to hate them more. Don't, force them to be friends with other dogs.
So it would be a great thing for Sabuni to actually, sorry, your name is Sabuni, to contact you directly. Maybe she could do an online session with you and actually figure out what, go in more in depth with her problems with indie dogs.
Yes. I think Laneem is asking, I'm sorry your dog got attacked. So it's okay that a dog submitting is dog's way of saving himself. They don't need to attack back. In dog-to-dog interaction, one dog has to be alpha, one dog has to be submissive. That's the best way to solve a conflict. That's the best way to get over with this problem. If your dog would have attacked back, it would have been worse. So don't worry and don't teach your dog to attack other dogs back, because then what's going to happen is before the other dog even thinks of doing anything, your dog is going to start attacking.
These are great points. So basically, a lot of people can actually reach out to you with these individual questions.
Yeah, when it comes to behavior issues, there's a lot of factors which take in. So it's very difficult to pinpoint and give an exact solution for every case.
But you spoke about behavioral issues, especially when the hormones kick in. Can you expand a little bit more on on the concept of neutering a dog? Why is it so popular? Why is it recommended, neutering and spaying a female dog or neutering a male dog? Can you speak a little bit more about that?
So there's a myth that neutering calms a dog, which is not true. So unless your dog has territorial issues, And when it's territorial issues, doesn't mean it means that your dog is not letting anyone enter your house. Your dog is attacked, being aggressive to everyone who's entering, whether it's a human, whether it's a dog, whether it's any animal.
Yeah.
Then, if you neuter them, it will help because you are taking the testosterone away.
Yes.
But if a dog is aggressive due to fear, a lot of people don't understand the aggression. They think that, oh, my dog is fighting, attacking. Your dog might be defending and not attacking out of confidence. So please get in touch with the behaviorist, do a behavior analysis, find out what aggression it is. If it is a fearful based aggression, then neutering your dog will worsen it because the hormones give them little confidence. And if you're taking even that much confidence away from them. So they're going to be more fearful and they're going to feel more vulnerable. And for their own survival, they're going to be more defensive. So neutering is not a solution for aggression unless it's territorial or dominance aggression. And you won't know that. You have to contact a professional to pinpoint what aggression it is. Sometimes even with the territorial aggression, you have to first work on the behavior and then neuter. Immediate neuter might not help. So just because your dog is hyper, like super excited, super friendly, hyper, can never calm down, or it's aggressive, don't neuter. That's not, neutering is not a solution to calm a hyper dog. Your hyper dog needs correct exercise, an exercise which is meant for your dog. So, and that's going to calm your dog, not by just neutering. And if the dog has hip dysplasia, if your dog, I would say not to neuter because that's going to make them gain weight and worsen their joints. But if there's a medical issue, like female dogs get a lot of pseudo pregnancy, so vets suggest you should spay them, and male dogs sometimes have undescended testicles. So then you can neuter them because that's a medical issue for doing it. But for behavior issue, if your dog has behavior issue, neuter it only after consulting a behaviorist. Because a lot of vets are also...
What you were saying is that, Pranita, is that we should first consult you because there is a lot of stuff going on that you should always neuter a dog. And I heard this a lot. And that lowers the aggression, which may do because it's the hormones and the testosterone levels have come down. I'm just repeating what you've already said. It's correct. So for our audience again is that only do it in certain situations after consulting an expert, somebody like you, and only after that will you go ahead with that kind of a procedure.
Yes, because
with you or a vet, if it's a medical.
If it's a medical, go to a vet. If your dog is hyper, if your dog is just hyper, if your dog is just aggressive, like biting, don't go and immediately neuter. That's not going to help you. It may have worked with some people, coincidentally, but that's not the solution. So consult a behaviorist. The behaviorist will tell you when it's the right time to do it. Otherwise, you're worsening the case with your dog.
The Nadeem is asking, it's an interesting question. He talks about indie dogs are more difficult to train than others. But my question is, are there certain dogs which are more easy to train than others? And where do indie dogs fit in that hierarchy?
Seeing the kind of dogs that are coming in past few years, because earlier we could be breed specific because the breed was nicely contained. The breed had the breed qualities, but the kind of dogs are coming now because of wrong breeding, because of home breeding, and with no knowledge of the lineage and which dogs to mate, and because of lot of rescues, lot of abandonments. It's very difficult to generalize, and how I will generalize is not breed specific, but I'll generalize in a way that if you have a dog who is food motivated, who is toy motivated, who is motivated to do something, they are easy to train. The tough ones are to train who are not interested in toys or food. Who are very isolated. So first it is all about building trust, and it's about just getting them to bond with us. Even if it is 2 minutes of, if the dog plays 2 minutes with me, I'll be super happy with that dog. Because some dogs are just in a shell, especially fearful dogs. Fearful dogs, I cannot play. I cannot do anything with food if they're not even coming next to me. So I need to first just work on them getting comfortable with me. So dogs who are not easily motivated, like Pasha or Heidi, they're easily motivated with food or toy. Their personalities are such. So they are easy to train. I can teach them anything because they will be up for it. But other personalities, it is little tough. It's not that they can't be, they just need more patience. And you should never compare. A lot of people feel bad why my dog is not doing what your dog is doing. I know a lot of people see Heidi and comment, I wish my dog did that. I'm like, your dog has a unique personality. Make the best use of what your dog likes.
Yeah.
Never compare, because there is likes and dislikes, there's pros and cons in every dog. So don't try to achieve what your dog doesn't want to do.
Yeah, these are very good points, because there's so much stuff that I'm learning also, Pranita. Thank you so much, and obviously your audience is also learning. I'm gonna wrap it up here now, Pranita. Would you have any before I let you go? Do you have any last message, or do you have something to tell our viewers before? Because we're going into this period of 21 days. Do you have any tips for them?
Yeah, I think Heidi is here to give tips. Come in. He's telling me. So the only thing I would say is, if you want more ideas on mental workout, please DM me. I'll tell you because whatever I've given is general ideas. Sometimes it may not work for your dog, because every dog is different and every dog enjoys something else. So just DM me for that, and focus on feed them minimal. Don't feed them their meals and the treats. Don't overfeed them. Feed them in portions. Make best use of their meals and make them work for the food. At this stage, for the next 20 days, it's very important that they are fit and they are mentally tired. If they're mentally tired, they're going to be calm. You will cross this bridge without your dog having any behavior issues, and your dog being the same how your dog was before the lockdown. And as I said, have some time away with your pets. Don't stick with your pets 24/7.
Okay, so there should be a little bit of separation from the pets for their own benefit and for your benefit as well.
For your own benefit as well, yes.
Great. Thank you so much for this, Pranita. We're going to have your information in our all across our social media. Guys, if you have more questions, please DM Pranita. She runs a business called BarknBond. It's already been mentioned. And you have a website, Pranita, that people can get.
Yes, that's also BarknBond.com.
Okay, so BarknBond.com.
Yes, and N is alphabet N. So it's Bark. It's Bark, alphabet N, not and. Alphabet N, bond.com. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm very much available on Instagram.
Guys, she's tagged in this post as well, and she will be there, and this session will be available for you guys to watch again. Thank you so much for joining us, Pranita. We have learned a lot. We're going to hopefully have you on this channel again soon.
Have a nice day.
And hopefully...
Coming to say...
Bye. Pasha's gone off. Okay, guys.
Bye.
See ya.